Bermuda Triangle.
Alright guys, before we talk about ghosts, we have to protect the circle so no ghosts, as we bring up, haunt us tonight or bugs us later on in life. So let's say, allow positive light in, and so it is. Thank you, angels and guides. Yeah? Got it, guys?
Got it.
I love
yes.
it.
Amazing.
Good.
Fantastic. What a way to kick off the Bermuda Triangle podcast. Today, we've got Marissa and special guest Sydnie Miller on with us.
Woo! Hi, Jess. I'm so excited to be here.
With all the electronical issues we had setting up this episode, we found out that it was ghosts creating the problem.
Yeah.
So...
It always is.
It always is. Sydnie and Marissa both knew this was a ghastly issue, and we needed to talk about ghost experiences instead.
Yeah, you guys have a bunch, don't you, as well?
I have zero. Ghost experiences. The closest I have to a ghost experience is Ghost with Patrick Swayze, Ghosts of Mars with Ice Cube, and that is it.
Not Ghost Ship?
Oh, no. Oh, God, of course. I'm such an idiot. Yes, Ghost Ship. In theaters by myself.
Nice pull, Sid. Nice pull.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like
great.
everyone has a ghost story of some type, whether you know it or not. Like when something eerie has happened, you're thinking about something, and a light is flickering or something like that. A lot of time you just don't even know.
People don't want to believe it, even though, oh, they're all signs. But no, ghosts are here and they're real. Like, there's shit you just can't explain. It's happening.
Well,
whether you like it or not.
But that's what I'm thinking. I don't have any actual evidence or experiences in my head of oh yeah, for sure. The only one I have is when I'm dog sitting and this gigantic dog looks into the darkness as I'm sleeping. It's just barking.
Animals always sense ghosts. They always sense energies and stuff.
Yeah.
And probably after this podcast, Jimmy, you're going to have a few ghost stories.
Oh, God, it's
So
just like when we talked about astral projection, and then all of a sudden I started getting the warning signs that I was astralizing. Is that a word? It is now. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, do you have any?
Yeah, I've had a few, especially as a kid.
I'm a fucking loser.
It's
Let's hear it.
always the
Imaraga?
kids.
In Moraga, yeah.
It's always the kids that can see something or sense something. I had one that was similar to your dog barking into the darkness, except it was a child I was babysitting, pointing into the darkness, straight up.
Babysit them too.
Yeah. And I wanted nothing to do with that family anymore.
Oh my God. Wait, you want nothing to do with the family? Did you think that the family had killed a bunch of people and that was the ghosts of their victims?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But I was babysitting. I was 13 or 14, and I put the kids to bed. The little boy comes down the stairs. He doesn't want to go to bed, and he keeps running towards the back door, which goes out into the backyard. The back door is an all glass door. I open it up to be like, what are you looking at? What's out there? And he just keeps pointing and then giggling.
Oh man.
Man, that's straight
The
crazy.
giggling, that's what really fucked me up.
Oh my God, yo, I am I'm getting goosebumps, the hair on the back of my neck. Here's my question for you, Marissa. Okay, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, okay? Because I'm
Don't
super.
bring his name up.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm gonna be the guy down below advocate. Okay, does that work? Or he who must not be named?
That works. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't talk about the big red down there.
Okay, but I can make up. The guy down there is not anywhere near as cool.
Unless it's the guy from the
fine,
Lil
yeah.
Nas X video, then he's pretty cool.
Okay.
He's sick.
Okay, but here's.
I hop on that.
Are you sure you didn't feed this kid some whiskey or something like that? Were you one of those babysitters that you were just fuck it, have a shot of tequila, and maybe he was this 9-year-old was wasted and laughing?
I wish I could blame it on that. I really did. The creepiest part is that I would open the door, he'd point and giggle, then I would close it and he would start crying, begging me to open the door back up again.
Oh my
so that he could interact with whatever was in the darkness. I talked to the mom later on and told her about this weird thing that had happened, and she said, "Oh yeah, we've got a ghost in our house." Ma'am,
Oh shit!
Son of a bitch.
son of a bitch. She said that she would see a man come around the corner while she was in the kitchen, and he was wearing like a business suit or something. She thought it was her husband. She would look and he would just disappear.
Oh my god.
That's next level. I've never had anything like that. Have you had something like that, Sid?
I've had a bunch of weird shit happen to me. My great-great-grandma apparently had a poltergeist in her house, if you guys don't know what that is.
Poltergeist is like what, like ghost invasion, right?
It's like a portal opening in the house.
Yeah. Have you not seen all 5 poltergeists, Kevin? Hello.
Multiple
man.
times, but
Come on.
shockingly,
What the hell's your problem?
Those movies are really
Well,
fucked me up.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, this is happened to my mom, but my mom has said, like, she would, like, because this house was really old, my great-grandma lived in, and, like, my mom would be in, like, one of the rooms, and all the doors would shut and lock in on her, and then, like, the lights would go on and off. And then, like, another time, I guess my uncle as a kid was in the kitchen, the chair just was sitting there, chair flipped, and then hit the ceiling. And, like,
No, come
Yeah.
on.
I think that
And
was
it's like
from
these-
the movie Poltergeist. I think they're
No,
remembering.
that's why he said no. If you ask my Uncle Tony next time you're over the holidays, Marissa, ask him that.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
the chair flip. Have you ever like that? Just seems.
Yeah, have you ever experienced, like, actually seeing something like that?
Well, this old house I lived in, this is actually recent. This is when I was, like, not okay and I was freaking out. So I moved out of my apartment from my old roommate, and I moved in with my friend Rob, and he lived in this, like, 1919's house. Like, it was 1990, built in, and it hasn't been updated. The only thing that was updated then was the kitchen in the 60s, and that was it. It was, like, so old, like, creepy, and it had a basement, and it was creepy. If you saw it, everyone's like, oh, magical, but, like, you walk in, you feel like something's always watching you. So, like, this house, I would, like, you know, they would be gone all the time, and, like, my deal was that I would rent the room for really cheap if I watched their animals, and I was like, yeah, no problem. This house is, like, 5 bedrooms, big pool, everything. And I remember, like, there was always, like, I felt like people were watching me the whole time, and I would look, and, like, no one's there and stuff. And I remember, like, and I was like, okay, like, you know, you read online, like, if ghosts are there, you have to treat them like house guests and tell them, like, you need to leave. And I was like, you need to leave, and all the curtains in the living room fell down.
Jeez.
As I said that.
Okay, now
And I
that's
was
cool.
like, yeah. No, and I was like, okay, that's just a coincidence, right? And then, like, the door slammed to the hallway, and I was like, okay, I know you're here. And then, you know, I just continued to drink. Just like, I was like, I'm just, whatever, thinking about that.
Wow.
But then, like, I have this video of my friend Devin and I were swimming in the pool and, like, you know, playing, like, you know, just doing cartwheels, like, into the pool and stuff. And we're both, like, looking at the camera and we both freak out. She's like, oh, I thought I saw a man. I was like, me too. Because, like, in the, like, it's an old house. It's, like, this huge, big, like, I don't know, like a big willow tree. We saw a man, again, go out like this, like, look out and just kind of walk away.
Oh my
No.
god.
And
No,
I was
I see
like,
myself
and we're like,
out at
and
that
then,
point.
Yeah.
And this is like, and my friend my friend Devin's like, okay, like, that's creepy. And, like, me, when I get food, drinks, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fight him, let's go. And I thought it was a real guy, so I, like, literally get out of the pool, like, ready to, like, beat his ass.
Oh, I thought somebody was in there. Oh. I'm seeing ghosts. It's horrible.
Wait, I saw that too. Are you kidding? That thing over there.
That person wasn't there. It's a big, like, property. There's no way, like, the guy could, like, run up over, like, the big, like, fences we had. Okay, so after that, I was like, okay, well, just weird things happen. And, like, my roommates came back, and I was like, hey, I've experienced, like, weird things. They're like, oh, yeah, we get this all the time, too. I was like, really? Like, same thing. Curtains fall down and stuff, and then, like, random doors get locked in and out, and, like, there's a basement there, and I guess, like, the landlord used to tell Rob that, like, in the 20s in Hollywood, this was the house that everyone would party at. It was, like, the place to party in the 20s in Hollywood. In the basement, they would have orgies down there, and I'm assuming some stuff probably to go, no, horrible.
Oh.
Probably not for a woman. But probably some things didn't go well down there. And, like, you go down there, and it's just, like, pitch black, and, like, you just feel like, like, you know when you feel an energy in a room, you guys, right? Like, you just feel like, I, like, feel the pit in my stomach, just feel good.
Must
So
have
you
been like
try
a
not to
really
say that.
sexy, sultry energy. I mean, I kind of love the idea of a ghost orgy.
No, it
happening.
was
Ghost
like,
orgy.
Dude, I'm in
it was
100.
like, And I was like, hey, how you doing? Like,
Yeah, you come here often? Jesus. You're a ghost.
No, okay, so then this happened for like the next month, and then I saw like, and then like the next month I was like, okay, like, and then the next month I would see like, I saw this woman like in a red like flappers dress with like long pearls. And like, cause like, you know when you sleep, you wake up, you still feel like you're dreaming and stuff.
Big time, yeah. That's what always my
I was like, so this woman I kept seeing, I was like, okay, well, I keep dreaming about her. It's weird stuff. And I would like wake up and I would just feel like that guy I saw in the tree, and this woman just like look over me like on my bed like this.
Oh, what?
And then I would like kind of like rub my eyes and they'd be gone. I'm like, okay, this is like really creepy. You know what I mean? Like my mom and I like we love ghost adventures and stuff. And like I talked to like one of like my mom is a spiritual healer lady, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna send you a picture of the house. She goes, oh yeah, that's very haunted. You got 6 spirits in there. And I was like, she's like, no, they're not gonna hurt you, but they're excited you know that they're there. And I was like, okay. Not so fun for me, but that's fine. But like, anyway, so I just thought to you can do this online. It's called deadinthehouse.com. You can find out who did it on your property. You can pay $40 for it, and you can see who died in the house.
Oh,
so
you have to do that for your house.
Oh my god,
yeah. 20 people died in this house. 20 people.
What?
Well, I mean, it's been like a long time.
This must have been some crazy orgies.
Probably. And like, so it was like there's like a star next to me who's still living who like was in the house. But so when we found out, like when my roommate got this house, he's like, yeah, before 6 years, no one lived in this house. And I was like, okay, well, go figure, because it's probably haunted.
Yeah.
And so I typed in dead in the house, paid like $40 or like whatever. And then I kept researching their names, and the one woman I researched was a woman in a red dress with pearls. And her name was Dorothy. What was her name? Dorothy.
Fuck off, Sydney.
Yeah, Dorothy Albany or something. But she designed dresses, and that was her. And I was like, okay, that's really creepy. That's her. And then the other guy. I'll send you the pictures I have. And then the other guy we saw was also there too. It's like really creepy. I forget his name.
Wait,
it was like
the guy that you and Devin saw?
Yeah. And so.
Yo.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like we see them and stuff. But then listen to this. Okay, so. I was like really freaked out before I even like Googled all this, and like I showed my mom like the pictures. She's like, she never said anything, and like usually when my mom doesn't tell me something, like she's trying to protect me for whatever reason. And so literally like six months later, I was like talking about it. She goes, yeah, I didn't want to freak you out by this, but do you remember when you FaceTimed me? Like, you know, 2 nights after you thought you saw that guy in the house. I'm like, yeah. I was like, but not really. She's like, yeah, you're dreaming. She's like, but I saw a woman in the red in the back, and it looked like you, but it wasn't you.
All of our jaws are just.
Yeah, what?
And I was like, Mom, what? She's like, yeah, I saw this woman behind you in red with pearls, and I don't want to. It looked like you, but it wasn't you. You were talking to me.
We're about to flip this
like,
fucking table right now. That's the
level
that we're at.
No, and I was like. Oh, okay, so I need to go to an exorcism, like, if the spirit's still following me or whatever, like, I'm freaked out.
Oh, that is fucking sick.
Well, it's really interesting sometimes because, especially if you're looking at, like, a photo or a video of something happening, you can either see, like, the apparition, the shape, you know, Sid's mom probably, you know, saw this actual woman because she's a medium like that. Other times, have you guys heard of, like, their energy orbs?
Yes, and it's, like, in pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, actually, a couple of weeks ago, I was filming a friend. We were at her house, vaccinated, indoors together. I was filming her dancing in her living room. She's being, like, goofy and dancing. I go back and look at the video, and there's...
You sent me this. It's insane.
All of these orbs and like lights flashing all throughout the video. I go and take another video like a couple seconds later, and you can't see them anymore. So literally the ghostly energy was dancing with her in that moment.
Here's my question, considering we have the ghost experts here. These ghosts, are they chilling where they died, in the house that they died in, or are they chilling at the house that they lived in, or can they fucking go anywhere? What's the dealio? What's the official?
Right, and that's my question too, is like the human that dies, like how do they carry on the human form in ghost form, if that makes any sense.
So what I've been educated is that, like, when you die, you're still living, just not the way we think. So, like, when you die, like, you're still, like, living. But there's people, like, there's ghosts because they don't know they're really dead, in a way. And they also don't know how to move on without it because they're so attached to whatever they were, that property. Like, so my friend, my other friend, Marissa, she lives in this little house in Silver Lake. And this ghost, like, used to protect that land there. So he pops into each house because that was his job back then. And he, like, always takes off his hat. It's like, he's an 1800s man and stuff. And she's also, like, half bruja, like, you know, just, she can do all those, like, crazy spells and stuff. And so, like, you know, like, that ghost, for example, like, that's what he loved to do. And that's where he's still protecting that land.
Yeah.
So he still checks in, makes sure with everybody. So, like, and also, like, what you die in, I feel like that's, like, your forever ghost too. So, like, for me, like, if I die in this, like, I'm going to be in a fucking, like, tie-dye sweatshirt.
That's my other question, is why are so many ghostly encounters with these, like, old, creepy, early 1800s children in a white gown? Like, you never see, like, the girl from, like, 1995 with, like, butterfly clips in her hair. And
Or it's like something like from, like, pagan midsummer.
Yeah, there's no, like, hot topic like you killed Daryl.
Yeah, like,
you killed Daryl, we riot, Walking Dead shirt.
Yeah, dude, I saw a ghost rocking a NoFX shirt.
I mean, if I see a ghost with an Ace hat on, I'm going to be like, yo, dude, the game's on at 4. We're playing the Rays. Let's fucking go.
And then you're just hanging, having a beer, and watching the game with the ghosts.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. Like, ghosts, they can't really... I mean, you know, there's stories of the chairs being thrown in the ceiling, people being thrown through windows. Just talking about the fucking Conjuring at this point. But can they...
Love that movie, by the way.
It's a great movie. Can they interact with the world? Like, can a ghost like go into my fridge and eat my fucking Lunchables? Because if so, I'm going to have a fucking problem.
Well, the real problem is that you have Lunchables in your fridge. Let's start there.
Yeah, the fact that they still make those and so you're still eating those.
Yeah, that's all you need.
He's trying to save you. I mean, your cholesterol's getting high.
Yeah, the ghost is like, you don't want to be around that right now.
Yeah, the ghost is like, I'll fucking eat them so you don't fucking have to. Jesus Christ.
But actually, like, I feel like ghosts do misplace things. Like, so for me, in that old house, I'll send you a picture of this house. I would have my phone by my bed, and I'd find my phone, like, across the room where I didn't put it.
Well, like,
so
don't these ghosts have anything better to do? Like, they just love fucking with people.
Well, they love to fuck with people. They love to know that, like, they're, like, you're there. And
they live in, like, the upside down. They should be doing other cool stuff.
Yeah, like, in the first Paranormal Activity, the first night that shit happens, like, the ghost just walks over and fucking drops the keys on the floor, like, ugh. Yeah, that'll keep the fucking ghost.
Yeah. Real scary.
You know why? Because they feed off fear. That's how that happens. So, like, little things happen, they feed off fear. My mom taught me all this stuff, by the way.
But does that mean all ghosts are bad then? Aren't there the good ghosts that are just there to, like, give you a little massage?
Casper, baby.
Casper.
I had a huge crush on Casper forever.
Hell yeah.
Like, I had a crush on a ghost.
Yeah.
Little white bubble.
He was hot. Hot white bubble.
Yeah.
He was really hot. Yeah.
He had mad games, too.
Guys, I'm
little handy picker up.
I hate to be the devil's advocate. I don't think Casper was hot.
Yeah, you take that back.
No, stop.
You have no taste.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I'm just like, yo, Casper's up. I just get like a throat.
Yeah. So much for the friendly ghost. Jimmy just flies across the room.
So when you're okay, have you guys seen Ghost Adventures?
That
asshole. He's like, provoke me, try me. That, like, the ghost's like, we'll fucking, like, come at you, bro. Like, and he actually gets the best activity recorded because he, like, threatens them, and that's what, like, you don't want to do with ghosts. Like, you always want to treat a ghost like a house guest. Like, all right, you need to leave, thank you. And, like, all you do is, like, keep your windows up and let it go.
Yeah.
But if you add anything with, like, a salt, an egg, any of that stuff, you're literally trapping it in and creating more juju bad.
I'm sorry, an egg? If I scramble some eggs, like some organic cage-free, and put it near the door, he's going to get pissed?
Are they scared of, like, scrambled eggs?
Yeah,
you put out, like, a fucking sunny
like,
side
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like my eggs
hard-boiled eggs? Forget about it. Just, like... that's wild, though, Sid. I've never heard that before.
I'm friends with a lot of spiritual people, and the like stuff they educate me on because they learn from a shaman or like a bruja or like a, you learn a lot of things from certain people. But yeah, just a good old sage and open a window, and that's how you get rid of like any bad juju or weird feelings.
Oh yeah, just sage that gets them that sends them running. However, so any sort of threatening nature. So Sydnie, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my nunchuck work. But say a ghost was, opening some shit, throwing my Lunchables on the ground, and I came out with my red nunchucks and I said, get the fuck out. And I started doing some fucking moves. What would be the reaction?
You'd probably, later on they're like, okay, fine, we'll leave. But then later on they'll like fuck with you later on. Like your car will stop or something, or like bad, like, energy will follow you everywhere you go.
Okay.
Do they all have to be mean? Like why can't my grandma come hang out with me? You know what I mean?
My two good friends that passed, I feel like spirits, like your guides and stuff, like your relatives or like friends you have, like they're always like your guides and they always protect you. Like, so for me, like one of my friends, one of his favorite songs was Float On by Modest Mouse. And I'll just like literally ask in my head for him to play a song. I'll like be on the radio randomly. Or, like, just random things that remind me of him, and it'll just pop up.
Holy shit.
Because I ask him. And you can actually, people can be really freaked out, like stuff, but you can still talk to people that pass. Like, people, they're still here, they listen to you. Ghosts are there, you still have your spirit guides, and they always protect you. They always have your back, so you can still talk to them.
Yeah, and it can be, like, a reassuring thing, too. Like, my grandmother who passed when I was in middle school, she always appears through her sense of perfume. She had a very specific perfume scent.
Same with my Grammy too. When I notice, I smell her perfume.
Oh shit!
Yeah, smell stuff,
and that can be comforting too.
As experiencing these, do you guys have a healthier sense of like death, like the idea of dying? Is there fear there, or is there comfort with that of like knowing that there might be something more?
So I had a friend that died and like legit came back to life, and he said like when he died he felt nothing but love, and that's what they say, like when you die you just feel nothing but love.
Yeah,
like it's just like
a common thing where people come back to life and they're almost mad that they came back.
So that's my thing, is like when people have graves and stuff, and like there's nothing wrong like visiting your past loved one that was there, but like when you die your soul leaves that body. It's a vessel you live in,
Yeah.
So that's why like a lot of my friends and like family that died, I don't go to the grave because that's not them anymore. They're not there. Right. They're always with me if I want them to be. Like there's this comedian that talks about like, oh, I saw butterflies with grandma. I'm like, yeah, bitch, it is. Certain signs you can like see in and stuff.
Yeah, my grandma always said she would come back to hummingbird.
Literally.
See hummingbirds a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a hummingbird that almost crashed in my head like a year ago. It flew like right by my face.
That's her saying hello.
Yeah, no, I think it's comforting.
Yeah.
It's definitely comforting, yeah.
It is comforting.
Well, this is really pissing me off because you guys have all these really cool, creepy, crazy stories, and like maybe I haven't noticed, I'm pretty oblivious, but do the ghosts just not like me?
I think they're like...
I think you're just not open to it yet. And once when you
maybe that's
start experiencing things.
Maybe that's it. I mean...
You're just not open to it yet.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we'll come back probably in a month to talk about it, and it'll happen to you.
You should absolutely have like ghostly check-ins every 2 months.
We should go to the empty hospital in LA and do ghost adventures there.
No.
And film it, and then we just get all the right. No,
you have to go.
No. Empty hospitals.
No, come on. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm down.
No, and then we can have the green light and everything, and like.
Dude, we have to do that.
We just have to get the legit shit.
Yeah, Marissa, I'll bring eggs. We'll be good.
Okay, if you bring, can you get like one of those 24 packs? Like
I will bring
3 rows. 3 rows.
I will bring a
just
backpack full of
eggs.
Okay, great.
Yeah, these people fucking egged the empty hospital. What a bunch of fucking losers.
What's wrong with them? Why
do
they do that?
Yeah. Fucking junior hires, like nope, those
junior
are
hires.
Those are 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah. Are you sure they were 35? Because I saw a Lunchable on the ground.
Jimmy just has a bunch of salt everywhere, just going like this.
Yeah.
Get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost in the Bermuda Triangle.